morning, KU, and this is our Thursday edition. I'm Shannon Foster.
I'm Nick Lewis. How's your morning going? And the weather outside right now is just terrible. I went out to the bus this morning, got soaked. So please try and be careful. There was actually breaking news yesterday. A girl got hit by a car, but it has been confirmed that she's going to be okay. On a more serious note, there's been some breaking news in the Kappa Sigma fraternity.
Yes, the Kappa Sigma fraternity is now under interim suspension, and at last weekend's party, there were reports of a sexual assault at this fraternity. It's very serious, and it may have occurred while the victim was impaired.
Has there been a statement by the House or anyone else?
The House has not actually made a statement, but our Chancellor has. Our Chancellor has said as a community we have to support each other and that this behavior will not be tolerated at the university.
All right. Well, so there was a big playoff game on Tuesday, and the Royals were in their first playoff game since 1985, and they won. And it was the first KC Sports victory in the playoffs since 1994. It was a huge moment. I know anyone who was watching that's been a Royals fan this long has been dying for a playoff win. Finally got it, and it was just a really exciting moment in KC Sports.
As a Royals fan, how do you feel about this playoff game?
It was one of my favorite sports moments ever, for sure. Really, it rivals the 2008 national championship game, and as a sports fan, it was just a really great moment. It was a huge range of emotions. At one point, you thought they were down 7-3. You thought they were going to lose, and they came back. And I've never gotten so excited over a baseball game. I watch baseball all the time, so this is a really satisfying moment. And I'm just really pumped up about it.
This week we also had the blood drive, and it's been occurring all week, and we've had lots of students come in, and you also get free t-shirts, so come on in, and we have 2 days left for this. Today until about 7 p.m. and tomorrow until 4.
Speaking of tonight, the Royals start their ALDS series against the Los Angeles Angels tonight. That'll be really exciting. The Angels have the best record in baseball this year. It's going to be a really tough series. The Angels are a really good hitting team. The Royals aren't going to be able to out-hit them. They're just going to have to play their game, pitching and defense, do what they can to win that series.
And that's all we have today, and we'll be back with our guests.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, I'm Lu, and today we have our special guest, Randal Zang. He is a senior student at KU, major in business, and he's going to graduate this December, and he just invested a company, and he's a major investor in this COTO business group. So please introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us what's your company about?
Okay, COTO Business Group is dedicated to building a better future for people, and our first project is to introduce a well-designed program that can teach people Mandarin Chinese really effectively and efficiently.
So I'm really wondering, how did you come up with this idea to invest in this company?
Nowadays, lots of American companies they are trying to enter the Chinese market, and some of them think they can hire the translators to overcome the language barriers. But they ignored to build up the relationship with Chinese. But the important thing is the relationship is business in China. On the other hand, to speak Mandarin Chinese can show you respect, which makes much easier to build up the relationship. And two things that you want to be noticed if you want to take business in China. The first one is the relationship should be built between you and the Chinese company. And the second is the language cannot be translated sometimes. So because all of that, we created a platform to provide people opportunities to study Mandarin Chinese in really short time.
So it sounds like your Chinese program is really interesting. So I really want to know what's your Chinese program about.
Okay, our program that will teach you basic Mandarin Chinese knowledge in 6 months or 180 days, and you only need to study like 2 hours a day. And this is level 1. Level 2 and the level 3 studies will teach you advanced Chinese language skills based on your major and your work field. People who is interested in our program have to start with the level 1 right now, because that we want to make sure everyone have a good solid foundations to take level 2 and the level 3 study.
That sounds really cool. So if we decide to learn this program, how does this program work?
Okay, let me tell you the 5 powerful features about the program.
Sure.
The first one is individuation, and after you complete the 2-hour study, it will create a study diary, which will automatically upload to our system, and our professor team will analyze it and create your own schedule for your next study. And second is location flexibility. Our program runs on a convenient and fun tablet, which means that it also supports the online and offline study, so that you can study to practice your language skills wherever and whenever. And the third one is time flexibility. So at least 2 hours a day, that is, and you are free to book those hours up to 2 or 3 times a day. And the fourth one is freedom. So you do not need to immerse yourself in the language to learn in, and if you have, it could be better. The fifth is uniqueness, which means that our development team did work and research and improved this program for more than 10 years. And we have lots of patents and copyrights to prove that our work has been done and it was done right.
Okay, it seems like you have been working on your program for a long time. So I know there are a lot of other language institutions. They are teaching people how to speak Mandarin Chinese. So compare to those other institutions, what's your advantage of your program?
To compare with most of the programs in the market, I think we tell the people that how much effort that you need to make into this program and what result you're gonna get in a certain time. And the price is reasonable. I think lots of programs, especially the one-on-one program, will run students like $1,000 for half a year. And there are also some affordable one in the market, but it won't design a specific schedule for you only. With our program, we can guarantee that you will learn basic Mandarin Chinese skills, the knowledge in 180 days. And the price is only $1,400, which includes $600 for the specialized tablet. The tablet can be used from the level 1 to level 3.
Okay.
And it's one-time charge. For some big language institutions that we want to work with them instead of compete with them, because all of us have the same purpose, that we want to teach people Mandarin Chinese, and to cooperate with COTO Business Group can make it effectively and efficiently. If you are interested in our program, that you can like us on Facebook, the COTO Business Group, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or contact with the CEO of the company.
Okay, thank you so much for being here today, Randal, and I really hope your program will run well. I hope your company will have a bright future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and please don't leave. We will have the news with Jasmine Sunny. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Sunny Kim.
And I'm Jasmine Polk. This is your Thursday Good Morning KU News Update.
The university has suspended Kappa Sigma fraternity for accusations of sexual assault this past weekend. According to a press release from the Lawrence Police Department, a student reported a sexual assault had occurred late Saturday. The charge alleges that sexual contact occurred while the victim was impaired. The story itself is still developing, and you can follow Kansan.com for further updates.
The contagious disease Ebola has reached the U.S. for the first time after a patient who recently arrived here from Africa is thought to have contracted it in Liberia. The patient had no symptoms when arriving in Texas on September 20th and therefore had no risk of transmitting the disease until it was diagnosed and confirmed on Tuesday. CDC and Texas health officials are monitoring anyone who may have come into contact with the patient, and he remains critically ill at the Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital of Dallas.
It is now being reported that about 80 people came into contact with U.S. Ebola patient Thomas Duncan, or one of his family members, before he was hospitalized. While not all of them had direct contact, there are 12 to 18 who were in direct contact with Duncan, including some school-aged children. Those who were in contact with him will be investigated and monitored. Duncan is the first person diagnosed with Ebola in the U.S. after arriving in the States on September 20th.
The Hong Kong pro-democracy protest continues. The Umbrella Revolution protesters filled the streets and surrounded government buildings Thursday. The student leaders plan to occupy government buildings unless the police chief executive Leung Chun-ying resigns by midnight Thursday. This is the biggest opposition to Beijing authorities since China took control of Hong Kong in 1997.
A major security breach was first reported by the White House on Tuesday afternoon. An armed security contractor with 3 criminal convictions rode the elevator with President Obama on September 16th in Atlanta. Secret Service agents grew suspicious when the contractor took videos of the president with his phone. The agents were unaware that he was carrying a gun until a supervisor fired the contractor and he returned his gun.
Independent candidate for U.S. Senate Greg Orman spoke with small business owners in Topeka on the economic challenges young entrepreneurs face. Access to a skilled labor force and high cost of health care are just several of the difficulties facing the next generation. As a result, people are having difficulty finding jobs until they're much older.
KU freshman and former Blue Valley High School basketball player Kylie Bliss prepares to host her second annual Trail Run benefit in October to raise awareness about the dangers of post-concussion syndrome. Bliss hopes to prevent other athletes from encountering the same fate as she by returning to the court or field too soon after injury.
New KU football coach Clint Bowen plans to stay with quarterback Mantel Cozarts despite completing only 12 of 31 passes for 140 yards in Saturday's 21-0 loss to Texas. Bowen's goal is to make the offensive line mentally tougher by trying to create an environment that results in more reacting rather than thinking.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. Stay tuned, and after the break, Riley will be here to tell us just how long this rain is going to last.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. So we have the weather with Riley, and we really want to know how long the rain is gonna last. Hi, Riley, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what's the weather right now?
It seems to have slowed down a little bit for right now, but keep your fingers crossed. I don't want to say anything to jinx it.
Okay, so what will be the weather in the afternoon? Is the rain still gonna last?
I'm thinking it's supposed to storm on and off the rest of the day. It looks like it's going to let up a little later this evening, around 7 or so. So we should be fine.
Okay. Is there any flood anywhere?
No, we're looking safe from flash floods and thunderstorm warnings, so we're all good in that department.
Okay. So I guess a lot of people, they really want to know what will be the weather this weekend.
It looks like it's going to be pretty good. Like I said, it's going to clear off tonight. Tomorrow should be around 60 degrees and a little bit cloudy, but no storms. So looking good for the weekend.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you so much for giving us the latest news about the latest information about the weather. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And hope everyone, they will have a nice weekend, and please come back and enjoy tomorrow's Good Morning KU.